I am live. Woo! Oh my goodness. Welcome. I am Creative Lisa, high-vibing in from Long Beach, California. Wow. It's Wednesday and it is lots of stuff going on. How are you doing today? Thank you, Bryn. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful to see you. Well, again, as I said, I'm Creatively Lisa. And if this is your first time tuning in and you don't know who I am, let me tell you a little bit about me so that you know that you're in the right place. As I said, I'm Creatively Lisa. And what we're going to be talking about today is something that's really poignant with your pet. So my story started a long time ago, back in early 2000s, when I had a male chow. And he was getting sick a lot, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Come to find out, he was allergic to the atmosphere. I had been causing it and not knowing all along. And it was what I was using in the house. And it was painful because I didn't know. And until I took him in to a place called Pets Naturally and started learning, because he had lots of doctor's treatments that were not helpful to him at all and ended up causing cancer. And so I was trying to clean him out and clear him out. And then I finally was learning at that point that what I had been using in my home all along was actually causing the problem. And I caused it. I did not know at the time, but I swore never to do that again. And so when I got my chow Thule, I did the exact opposite with her, and we were 110% holistic. And when my girl transitioned, her doctor continued to tell me that her body and her test results and everything came back as a dog half her age. And that's because of how I switched from extremely toxic home to a holistic home and a holistic environment. And that's what I'm here to talk to you today about, that holistic environment and doing a clean out and a clear out in your space. So have you ever walked into your home, or maybe even an Airbnb or a hotel or really anything like that, and you felt your nose burning almost instantly? Your throat started hurting and you couldn't figure out what was going on. Maybe it was those chemical fumes in that space that was cleaned with those toxins. Or how about this? Have you noticed your pup scratching a lot, sneezing a lot, or feeling under the weather, and you just kind of brushed it off as allergies or just the season? Question is, what's he allergic to? Were they allergic to? How many times have we shrugged off mental fogginess in ourselves, tired, to just being off, or blaming it on stress or lack of sleep, when in reality, it could be your home environment causing these issues in you and your pup both. I've been there too many times, and I swore never to go back and do it again. I don't let a single chemical in my house now. I'm very conscious of the way it smells, what's in here, the energy of the space. And when we have other beings that we care for, whether it's little two-legged feet or little four-legged feet, it makes a difference and is absolutely paramount to be conscious of what you're using in the house. It will affect you today, but what's worse, it will compound and affect you tomorrow and down the road. And there's a lot more involved when that happens. And I lost my boy to cancer because of it. And my mission is to never let that happen again, and to be able to let you know and guide you and teach you on other holistic options that are available. And so that's really what we're talking about today. I saw how harmful it was on one side of things, and I saw how amazing it was to Tuli's health on the other side of things. And that is so important. So what I want to go over today is just kind of give you a little bit more and tell you what the differences are and how it changed my life, and then go over some options. And I also want to go over some things for you to look at in your own ingredients, in your own, go to your cabinets, go to your counters tops and look at these ingredients and see if some of these ingredients are in them. Now, I don't have time enough this week to go over everything, but I can at least give you a little bit of information of what's possibly in them and what to look for, and give you some possible solutions as well. But what we're going to start with today is another reason for me why I made the shift. After I lost my boy, I started learning, but I never took it upon myself. I never thought, I wondered, why did I have migraines all the time? It didn't even occur to me. I suffered with them for years. And it was only after removing toxic chemicals and cleaners from my house and perfume, because it's hugely synthetic, did the migraines go away, and never came back. And that was huge for me. Not only did I now have a new lease on life, but I had more energy, and I didn't have to worry about everything compounding and causing even worse illnesses, cancer, kidney problems, liver problems, because the body has to detox all the time, and you're putting extra wear and tear on the liver, on our own cells, but on our dogs too, and just regular breathing issues, asthma, skin issues. All of these things can be you can limit the effects and actually remove a lot of the effects of these by getting rid of the chemicals in your home so that you don't have those issues. And so that's huge. And did you also know that these types of normal household cleaners is one of the top sources for indoor air pollution? So you got it and you're breathing it all in. Dogs and cats as well. Cats are 23 more times toxic than we are. 23 times. Dogs are 3 times. And the reason why cats are so much more toxic is most of the time they are indoors only. And so they don't even have a chance for their body to get that out of their body, because they don't ever leave that environment. And that's so bad for them. So, but the good news is there are options and there's solutions that are out there. So first, let's go over some of the chemicals and stuff that are in your products and what to kind of look for. And then we can go over some solutions, because I got a good one. When I made this switch, it was like night and day. Such a profound experience. And now when you step in my home, it feels like the home is hugging you. It has such a high vibration and energy in it. And it's all because of how I clean the house, what I clean with, and what I do specifically in the rooms to raise that vibration. So instead of a chemical and stuff, causing illness, the stuff I use actually boosts the immune system for both you and your pup. So let's get started first with some of the chemicals and different things to look for in your own products that you have at home, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's do this. Now, I've written some of this down so that I don't get anything wrong. So did you know that 26 seconds after exposure to chemicals are found, you could already find them in the body? That means they're already in there. The National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health studied 2,983 ingredients in our home products and discovered these to be some of the worst. 10 most dangerous ones is phthalates, BPA, chlorine, radon, PFCs, lead, pesticides and fertilizers and herbicides, formaldehyde, which it's in so many products, parabens, PBDEs, and PBBs. And those are just some of the big names for them. And then there's even so much more. 884 toxic ingredients, 314 cause biological mutations. Now, this is out of those 2,983. So 884 toxic ingredients, 314 cause biological mutations, 218 cause reproductive problems, 778 were toxic to the human body, let alone what it is for the pets, for our babies, and 146 caused cancer tumors. These are in our home products every single day, and they're allowed to be, because most companies are much more focused on this than on this. And that needs to change. That needs to change. So here's a few things that you can look for in your home products and see if they have them. And I'll give you some examples. So Windex, Lysol, bleach, obviously, Comet, Ajax, any sort of the Lysol, Windex product. So ammonia, phenols are deadly for cats. You've got to be very careful with those. So ammonia, phenols, bleach and chlorine, isopropyl alcohol, formaldehyde, phthalates, and glycol ethers. These are in glass cleaners and things like that. So these type of chemicals are extremely bad for you, and they're in your home, they're in your products. So pesticides, heavy metals, air pollution it causes in the environment. These are very important, and it can cause gastrointestinal issues, respiratory problems, skin and eye irritations, neurological symptoms, hormonal disruption. And that's just the minimum. And the more they're in your stuff, the more you use them, the more it compounds and gets worse. And then you wonder why you don't feel well, and why you're foggy, and why you just don't have any energy. And you wonder why your dog's always itching and scratching and has these sores, and you can't figure it out. These are the reasons why this is happening. And no, it's time to stop and think about what you're actually using and start making changes. And it can be as simple as starting one room at a time. Start with the kitchen. Start cleaning these things out. We're going to go on an energetic level, and we're going to go on a product level. So I've got two things to do, because it's fall and it's time to change things up and clean out and clear out the old and make it new for the new season that's coming in. And so it's much more fresher and cleaner in your home and in your environment. So you just start one room at a time and go through the products and look at these ingredients. Here's another good example of a horrible product, sodium lauryl sulfate. And it's in most of your products that foam, shampoos, conditioners, laundry soaps, hand soaps, dish soaps, you name it. It's in a dog shampoos. It's in all of these. And it can cause blindness. It can cause all sorts of respiratory problems, kidney and liver issues, can cause cancer, and in some cases, depending on the consistency and how much is in it, it can even cause death. And it doesn't. And so the easiest thing to do is not use any products that have these chemicals in it. Straight up. They just need to not. And so by looking at the ingredients, I'm doing that now with my own diet. It's just as bad. I'm working on becoming healthier on the inside of my body, just like I am in my environment. And it's not easy. And I've been overwhelmed, straight up. And so because of that, I've come up with an ebook, and I have some things that will make every process easier, one step at a time. And I'm happy to share that with you. If you want my ebook that goes over a lot of this and gives you an actual chart to go through step by step, I'm happy to share it with you. So that is something that is so important. So what I want to go over with you now, thank you so much for joining. Nice seeing you. I love it. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Now, so what I want to go over now is a couple things. So now I want to go over 4 simple steps to shifting out the old and bringing in the new in your home. And these are simple things that you can start doing. And then I want to show you something else I'm doing as well. So 4 simple steps to get started to a healthier, more high vibrational home space. Get rid of that old and start the new at the fall clean out. So number 1 is declutter your spaces. This means start by removing things you don't need. If they don't need it in there, get rid of it. Clear out the space. It also leads to a clear mind, and it allows for much more energy and movement in the space around you. More peaceful environment for both you and your fur babies and your human babies too. Number 2 is ditch those toxins, exactly what we've been talking about. This is probably the most important step. Replace all chemical-laden cleaners with natural plant-based alternatives. This is where the High Vibe Clean Bundle comes in, and I'm going to go over some of that with you as well and go over the versatility of it. But I want to go through these steps first. It's completely safe and non-toxic. Number 3 is refresh the air quality in the home. So clean out the old. So as the weather shifts and changes, we spend more time indoors. So it's essential to maintain good air quality. That means ditch all the synthetic air fresheners, plug-ins, those room sprays, any of that stuff. It's just horrible. And opt for something a little more holistic, like a diffuser with some thieves oil in there. And it's going to add it's going to clean out the old scents and allow for much more positive energy in the space. And it can detoxify the air and the energy both. And then number 4 is switch up your dog's routine. Do things differently. Colder weather, you could change up the habits. So you can change up when you go for walks. You can spend more time out on hikes, long hikes out in nature, breathing fresh, clean air versus just a walk around the neighborhood. These are going to make for a much better difference. Also, start looking at the dog shampoos and the products that you're using with your pet. Look at the ingredients. Start shifting those out as well. Look for something that's going to protect your pup's skin, protect his coat, condition his fur, and not cause breathing and skin problems, but that can alleviate and calm them down. So these are so paramount. So I'm going to go over the 4 again. So the 4 simple steps to a healthy high vibe home and the fall clean out is declutter your space, ditch the toxins, refresh the air, and switch up your pup's routine. These are going to make a huge difference, and your pup's going to love it. They're going to love it. So now that I've talked about what needs to be done and gone over like toxic chemicals and all of these things in your home, I want to go over, and this is not something I typically do, but I feel it's so important and it's very close to my heart, is what you're using. When I was able to change the products that I was using in the home, I noticed massive changes in just how I felt. As I said, I got rid of my migraines and I just physically felt more alert, and I quit having really any sort of like skin problems or breathing problems or anything. And what I used is, I call it the High Vibe Clean Bundle because of how amazing it is. So I just kind of want to go over it with you. If something resonates with you, let me know. I'm happy to educate you more on about it. It's just a phenomenal pack. I got it, and I've never looked back. And so it comes with laundry soap first and foremost. And what's amazing about this laundry soap is it's concentrated. So there's nothing in it. And this one bottle right here will last 3 to 6 months, depending on how many people are using it. So in my household, I have 3 people, adults, using it, and it lasts us easily 3 months. So it will also clean out the toxins from traditional laundry soap, because it builds up a layer of film and residue on the fabric, and then that sucks into your body. Whereas this actually will slowly, takes about a month for it to really clean out all your laundry. And it changes that because it pulls all of that residue and all of those toxins off your current laundry as you wash them again and again. So that's something that's phenomenal. And then what I also use with this is if it's really dirty, like when I'm cleaning my floor rags and my steamer rags and everything, then I will use this, but I will also add a shot of this and this. Now, this is household cleaner. And I put a cap full in a bottle, this, cap full in this, and it cleans the whole house, floors, walls, countertops, you name it. And not only does it clean it, it disinfects it as well. So, and it leaves a fresh scent behind. But this is just one capful, but I'll put a couple capfuls in my laundry and it'll give that extra boost that it needs and disinfect it. And then the lemon oil actually will brighten and whiten what you're using. Now, if you don't want to brighten and whiten, then don't use it. But it's going to also be a good detoxifier as well. So that's what's fantastic. And lemon oil, also, when you mix it in the bottle with the cleaner and put a little of this in, it will get rid of all streaks on your windows, your mirrors, anything like that. It is a massive detoxifier on the external level in your home, but it also is a massive detoxifier on a cellular level in your body. It has a constituent called D-limonene, and I put it in my water every single day, and it cleans out my body on a cellular level. I love it. It's far better than just a little lemon water. The juice. This is actual from the rind, and so it's a much better, more potent version. This little bottle here has 90 lemons in it. It's pretty powerful. So that's something right there. And then what I also use is thieves oil, which is basically what this entire line is based on, which is thieves oil. And that is this one right here. And this came about, I love the story behind it. The owner discovered it in the lore in books in the library in London, the huge library. He was over in Europe and he was learning proper distillation practices, and he had heard about this lore and he couldn't figure it out. And so he went to the history books in the library and he started learning about it. And grave robbers from the 15th century, when the bubonic plague was running rampant, actually, they weren't grave robbers originally. They were apothecaries and aromatherapists and herbalists and taxidermists and all of these things that worked more on a natural side of things. And they would lather themselves up with these oils and herbs, and they would go out and since they couldn't work their own job, since they shut everything down, sound familiar? They actually would rob the dead and dying because they knew that they wouldn't get the disease, and they didn't. So they would go out and rob from the graves, from the dead and the dying, and steal from them. And they would lather themselves up in this blend, and they never got the disease. And so when they finally got captured, they were asked to divulge, and if they did, then they would not get beheaded. So they divulged what it was, and it ended up being the blend that's in this bottle, along with one additional oil that Gary decided he was testing it and discovered it needed rosemary added. Nothing but pure product, pure essential oils in this bottle. And it's a massive anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antifungal, anti-parasitic, antibacterial, anti-everything. So it is an oil that you can ingest and boost your immune system. It's added into all of this entire line of products. So it's very healthy for you, and it's in everything. The dish soap, the scrubby, all of the products have this in it. So it has that. And we also have a dental line with it as well. I use the teeth too, because he discovered that it had amazing effects on gum health. Kind of cool. Side note. Anyway, so that's that. So all of these together, you can literally eliminate every single product in your home, your floor cleaners and your countertop cleaners and your soaps, everything in just one cleaner. One cleaner does it all, and then the different versions of it for your laundry and for your dishes. And the cool thing is it's all concentrated. So it's not something that you buy and then, like normal soaps and stuff, you have to buy it again right away because the number one ingredient is water. These are solid. These will last you a long time. 3 months here. One of these bottles will last 4 or 5 months easily, depending on what you use it for and how often. I make these little bottles of it, and then I use the oils. I drink them, and I also use them in the product. So it's just going more plant-based, going more natural, and stepping away from all the synthetics and all the toxins that are out there. We are inundated in our environments anyway with all the pollutions and air pollutions and everything out there. It's toxic on its own. We don't need to add to it in our homes, in our bodies, and around our two-legged and four-legged babies. We need to think a little better and get past the overwhelm, which is what I was dealing with my diet. Get past that overwhelm and go, no, it's not overwhelming. It's something I need to learn about. And then once I learn about it, I'll never have this problem again. And when you take the time to learn and see what's in what you're using and understand what it's actually doing to you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. And you will feel better. And what's even better is when you come home, it'll feel better. I diffuse these oils all the time, and it's boosting my immune system instead of tearing it down. No more candles even. I quit using candles. I could buy the battery-powered ones for just the ambiance. And I had diffusers everywhere. A friend of mine came in, my roommate came in, and he goes, there's no bugs in the house. No flies. I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's the diffusers. And it's because I had all the diffusers going in the entire house, and it kept the bugs out too. That's another side note that makes it even better. So if this is something that resonates with you and something that you want to learn more about, let me know. Just comment clean below or comment, let me know about that ebook, because I've got an ebook that I'm happy to give you. And at least you can have an idea of what to look for. Go through, do your homework and go through what's in your own cabinets and look for something that's going to make a difference. And look at the ingredients and be conscious of even these so-called eco products. I started looking at the eco products. 7th generation, second ingredient was sodium lauryl sulfate. Why? It doesn't need to be in there. You can have that sudsing effect organically without the toxins. I discovered this line and it changed my life. And I never had to worry if the company was sliding something in on the back end. They're not. And it's safe and healthy. And it makes things so much easier when you don't have to think about what you're using and you trust what you're buying. I want to tell you a story. I buy oat milk and nothing in it. And all of a sudden I looked at the ingredients and it was in the oat milk, the creamer, and the ice cream. And little by little did they put a massive rapeseed oil in it. And it's toxic. It's horrible, but it's a filler and it's cheap. And I had to quit buying the product. That even one that was originally good, not anymore. And that's why I love these products so much. The company does not sacrifice integrity and your health for the bottom dollar. It makes a difference. And the solution for me was this and living completely holistically, getting rid of chemicals in my home and in my environment. And I just felt better. I felt better. And that's when I saw the differences from before and after. And when my girl decided to leave me last year, she still comes to me today and is by my side every minute in everything that I do. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping you live more holistically and healthy with your pups. It's important. And we've got to take care of the people and the beings in our lives that we love. And this is the way to do it. So if it resonates with you, great. Message me, let me know. We'll talk about it, see if it's a fit for you or what is a fit or what you're struggling with. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. And I just want to connect and educate as many people as I can and get you on the right path to living more holistically and more high vibrationally. That's my goal. Thank you so much for being here, for watching me, for taking the time to connect. And let me know what is one thing in this video that you didn't know and something that gave you an aha And go look in your counters, go look in your cabinets, and let me know what you have underneath there. Let's clean up those kitchens. Let's do the fall clean out, clear out the house, and start fresh in a new season for an amazing, healthy, happy, high vibrational life for you and your pup. Mwah. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching me through this whole video. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember to always go out and create something magnificent.